Hey, my name is Mark Romanak, and we're going to do a test ride video on a Starweld 20 Pro. This boat has got some great new features for 2016. You're going to want to check out what this big water fishing boat's all about. The Starweld 20 Pro is a big water fishing boat. It's 19 foot 6 inches long down the center line, has a 98-inch beam, and it's got a maximum horsepower of 175 horses. The Starweld 20 Pro is a big water fishing boat. It's a welded hull design and it's exceptionally deep inside. In fact, it's actually 31 inches deep inside the boat. Makes it the ideal choice for a person who's facing big water. The Starweld 20 Pro has a cutout transom design. I'm sitting in one of the two jump seats that are back here. There's one on the port and there's one on the starboard. These are very comfortable seats for running down the lake when you're on plane. But when you get to your fishing spot, these convert into fishing space. I'm going to show you how that works. I can just stand up here and take the seat out real quick. Now you can see that I get access all the way back to the transom. That's very important because it's going to allow me to set fishing lines easier. It's going to allow me to do things like setting downriggers much easier. So this cutout transom design really puts you in control of your fishing. It's a great feature in the Starweld 20 Pro. The other cool feature about the Starweld 20 Pro is it's got an exceptionally deep splash well. The splash well is deep, and what that does is it keeps the waves on the outside of the boat where they belong. Also, the transom is wide enough that you can mount a kicker motor on this boat. You can either mount it on the port side or you can mount it on the starboard side, depending on which is better suited for the way you want to fish. The deep splash well region of this boat also houses a couple other important features. For example, there's a washdown pump here that you can turn on. It's just great for cleaning up the boat when you get fish slime on it. Underneath me here are two storage compartments, one with a lockable door on it, and a second one that's just integrated that you can put bulky items, things like planer boards and stuff like that. Really nice storage in this boat. There's a couple other features of the Starweld 20 Pro that are important to talk about before we leave the back of the boat. For example, it comes factory mounted with a couple of these rod holders here that are pretty handy. There are also rod storage tracks down the left and right side of the boat. So on the port and starboard side of the boat, you're going to find room to store up to 6 fishing rods as well. Down below the splash well down here is also where you're going to find dry storage for things like your cranking battery. This boat's got enough room that you could actually put 2 cranking batteries, one on the port and one on the starboard if you chose. The Starweld 20 Pro has nice wide flat gunnels, and that's perfect for mounting all kinds of accessories like rod holders and downriggers. This particular boat is equipped with some accessory equipment here that doesn't come standard. It's got birch track on it, and you can see lots of rod holders and downriggers on this boat as well. My point is that with track mounted systems, which you can add after you buy this boat, you can rig virtually any kind of fishing gear you might want to put on this boat. Moving forward in boat, we've already talked about the integrated rod storage on the port and starboard side. That's perfect for big rods like trolling rods. But there's also an in-the-floor rod storage compartment for smaller rods, spinning rods and that type of thing. The Starweld 20 Pro, of course, is a walk-through windshield design. New for 2016 are some nice features, like for example, check out this flush-mounted sonar screen. What I can do is I pull off this cover, and you can see that underneath here we have a Lowrance HDS7 sonar mounted in dash. You can either mount a 7-inch or a 5-inch sonar in dash. The other cool features here, of course, are the ones you would expect to find. Got a tack, of course, we got a speedometer, we got our voltmeter and our fuel gauge. We also have down below an AM/FM radio. We've got an MP3 port, so you can play your own custom tunes if you want. All the toggle switches for things like bilge pumps and live well switches are lighted, so when you engage them, you can tell that they're on. And we also have an accessory port over here so you can charge things like your cell phone if you want. So altogether, this console is very well set up, but it doesn't stop there. Underneath, we've got room for a VHF radio. There's more room up here if you wanted to mount a second sonar unit. And all the way down at the bottom, there's plenty of room for storing bags of fishing tackle. We jumped across over here to the passenger side on the console, and there's a couple of features. We didn't talk about the windshield yet. The windshield on this model is exceptionally high. What I like about that is, of course, if you're a fisherman, you can have a ball cap on. Well, this windshield deflects the wind over top of your head, so you don't have to worry about your ball cap blowing off while you're running. Also, there's a huge glove box here where there's lots of room to store stuff. A glove box is one of those things in a boat that's always dry, so it's a great place to put your tablet or maybe to put your cell phone and keep them safe and sound. I hopped up onto the raised casting deck for the Starweld 20 Pro, and there's lots of room up here. Of course, vinyl on the floor. This entire boat is vinyl throughout, so it's going to be easy to keep clean and easy to maintain. There's a big live well up here. In fact, it's designed for big fish like trout, salmon, muskie, pike, that type of thing. There's also an electric motor on this boat, so there's a place to mount the electric motor. There's also a little storage compartment up here where you can store your foot control for your electric motor. And there's another dry storage compartment up here, and that dry storage compartment's where you're going to mount your deep cycle batteries. This boat's designed for a 24-volt electric motor, so you got plenty of room for 2 deep cycle batteries. The Starweld 20 Pro has got some great new features for 2016. Great new colors, great new graphics. Things like this flush-mounted sonar make this a great fishing boat. If you want to learn more about this, go to starcraftstarweld.com, or better yet, check it out at your local Starcraft dealer.